Hey everybody, I'm AdamHarry with
Clint.
We're from BoLS, and today we've got the brand new Disciples of Tzeentch Battletome and their endless spells.
Yeah.
We're both pretty pumped about these.
Yeah, for sure.
Clint, you're an old school Tzeentch fan, right?
I'm an old school Tzeentch fan.
Yeah.
I'm a 15-year Tzeentch fan.
Nice. So yeah, this is your army. This is
my boys.
This is your boys. We've got the Battletome here, still in plastic wrap, and of course the endless spells. I'm pretty excited about the endless spells too, because these are actually usable by any wizards of Tzeentch. So not just disciples of Tzeentch, but like if you're playing chaos of any flavor, if you take Tzeentch wizards, you can access these spells, which is a nice little thing. So,
or if you took the I don't remember the name of it, but the Bray Herd that's all Tzeentch.
Yeah.
Just
yep.
Have a great Bray Shaman throwing out some Tzeentch spells.
If you have the words Tzeentch and Wizard in your keywords, you can.
These are yours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. That said, let's go ahead and dive on in. All right, we're going to start with the endless spells because these are the miniatures. We've got the plastic wrap off the box. We got to see a little bit of previews of these, but I'm not sure exactly what all the rules are. We will go over them here.
Oh, that's a big old base.
Okay, so we've got a couple of new bases. Not new bases. A couple of bases for the spells, obviously. And then, of course, the big base. That one's for the Simulacrum, right?
Yep.
What is that? The demonic Simulacrum? Yeah. Pretty cool.
The double-headed bird face.
Double bird face. I like it. Real fast instructions. They do come with the rules, which we will go over here briefly. And then just black and white. No big shock there.
In Age of Sigmar, turkey roast you.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong. It's going to come with basically 2 sprues, as you can see right there. The bases. We're going to move these to the side. And that is a big bird.
That is a real big bird.
Yeah. So that's actually... Let me just focus on this one for now. Exactly. So that's actually the bottom, and then the 2 heads representing like the Lord of Change's heads would be glued there. Yeah, pretty cool detail, I gotta say. This is kind of odd. I don't. Maybe this is just me. I've opened a lot of GW sprues, right? And it's weird that they're rounded, which that's just. Yeah, I don't know if that's a new process or we haven't seen that before from GW. So weird things you notice when you've unboxed as many of their products as I have.
Well, leave it to Tzeentch to be weird.
Right? But a lot of detail, really cool stuff. This plastic is nice, too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, what's that called? That's the Tome of Eyes, right?
Yeah.
That thing's pretty cool. I do like the the demonic simulacrum. Like the actual detail on these heads is pretty impressive, too.
Yeah.
They're like flaming bird heads, which is, coming at you, so... Creepy eye books, and yeah, the sigil is really cool. Like, there's a lot of detail on that sigil. Actually, real fast, I want to show this off because it is.
That's super cool.
Yeah, you guys can see that at home, right? So there's a lot of detail. That is a really cool looking thing. And then you flip it over, same deal.
That's just a painter's dream right there. Like all the things you can do with that eyeball.
Yeah, that's gonna be rad. Same with that eyeball, and then oh man, there's so many really cool things like the book with all those eyeballs. You're just going to be able to get in here and do some really cool stuff just across the board with this kit. So, very cool stuff. Very nice. And then, rules-wise, real fast, when we're looking at that sprue, the burning sigils, we want to go through these rules because we got to see a preview.
Right, yeah.
If you want to check them out there, Clint, there's 5 different options, I believe?
6. Oh, no, 5. Sorry, 5.
5, yeah. So, what are we looking at here? Because it's like a random die roll, right?
Yep. At the end of the movement phase, if it's on the battlefield, roll a dice.
Yep.
It's set up within 18 inches like most.
Sure.
It does not move. Like, on a 1, pick 1 unit within 12 inches of this model and visible to it. Suffers D through mortal wounds. If anything was slain, Squid Boy.
Oh, you put a chaos on, right?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And then, on a 2, unit within 12 inches halves its movement.
Okay.
On a 3 or 4, unit within 12 inches can move an extra D6, can move D6 inches even if it ran.
Okay.
On a 5, a unit within 12 inches adds 1 to its attacks.
Okay.
Zangors are going to be nasty with that.
Yep.
And on a 6, subtract 1 from hit rolls that target a unit within 12 inches.
So it does both. It's got some nasty offensive capabilities. It's got some nasty defensive capabilities. I like it. That's going to be pretty handy. I thought it was just going to be like mostly offensive, but that -1 to hit's kind of nice. What else are we looking at? What's the Tome of Eyes do?
So the Tome of Eyes is, as long as it's on the battlefield, it is treated as a single model with the caster and it goes right next to him.
Yep.
If the caster is slain, it is immediately dispelled. So it's kind of like the soulbound spells.
Kind of.
A little bit,
yeah. But it's tied to the specific caster that uses it. Okay.
And then the caster gets to reroll casting rolls. If he rolls a 2 or a 12, the spell is whatever spell he's casting is immediately cast.
So it's an auto pass even on a 2 or 12.
Yeah, so double 1 or double 6 because it does say unmodified.
Unmodified.
But if it goes off, D3 mortal wounds after the spell's resolved.
It's a risk reward. It's auto spell casting, but that's okay. That's cool. And it can't be unbound at that point either, right? It's just auto cast.
Yep, it's just out there.
Wow.
So if you're getting something like Tzeentch's Firestorm or one of the other big guys,
ouch.
And then you also get a new spell, Parchment Curse.
Okay.
Has a casting value of 8. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 18 inches, visible, and roll a dice. On a 3-up, they suffer D3 mortal wounds, and for each model that is slain, subtract 1 from their bravery characteristic for the rest of the battle.
Oh, wow.
That's intense. Oh, man.
I thought that was like maybe the whole turn, but
no.
Okay, yeah.
Woof.
Parchment Curse. That one's going to be nasty.
That one's going to hurt.
Yeah, yeah. What else? The last one is, of course, the
Simulacrum.
And this one kind of functions more like some of the traditional spells we've
This
seen.
is a predatory spell.
Predatory, moves and bite stuff, right?
9 inches.
9 inches? Okay.
After this model is moved, roll 9 dice for the closest other unit within 6 inches. If more than one is equally close, player that moved it can decide.
Okay, okay.
And then roll 9 dice for every 5-up suffers a mortal wound. Unless it's a wizard, then it suffers a mortal wound on a 4-up.
Okay, pretty nasty predatory spell. Again, we've seen stuff like that before, but again, Tzeentch likes that wizard blood, so...
And that, oh man, that could turn on you so fast, though.
Yeah, and it is the closest unit within 6. It's not even like... and it's predatory, so it's not friendly or whatever. So yeah, if you don't move it fast enough, it's going to turn right around and bite your face off.
Yeah.
All right, well, brutal. Those are the endless spells. Let's take a look into what I'm sure Clint is most excited about, which is the new Battletome.
I may already be on Warpfire over here.
All right, Clint. It is the Disciples of Tzeentch book. I know
Let's
you're
do
super
it.
pumped about this one.
I am so pumped.
Let's take a look at the table of contents real fast. You'll notice that it is very similar to the new format and a lot of the things we've seen in previous Battletomes. The new 2.0 kind of refresh. We're seeing this now because Disciples of Tzeentch was one of the older books.
It was, yeah.
So we're seeing them get their update, which is very welcome. As you can see, here's the table of contents. We're not going to go through that. We're also not going to go page by page, just because that's not what we do here. That would take way too long. So we're going to hit some of the highlights. So Clint, what do you want to look at first, man?
Let's look at these. Let's look at these new sub-factions.
Sub-factions.
Their sub-factions are really good.
Not to skip over the lore section, which is about what is it? I want to say 68 pages-ish. So
and the lore is always fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Tzeentch has been busy.
Tzeentch has been real busy.
Not been idle in the warp. As you can see, it's full color. It's a very beautiful book. I want to show this off real fast.
No, go for it, man.
So you get their kind of their organizational structure real quick. You get some really cool marks of change. I like this kind of like new art style we're getting from GW, which is kind of neat. This reminds me a little bit of D&D.
Yeah,
like
for
some
sure.
of like the Player's Handbook or like when you're flipping through the Dungeon Master's Guide, you get kind of that vibe. Moving on though, you get the timelines and things like that. Lord of Change.
That old Battletome art.
Yeah. This is really cool. This is like a callback to some of the previous Battletomes, like Clint just said. There's also, obviously, unit entries, like lore-wise, for each unit entry. Yeah. But I'm trying to get over to cool stuff. There's obviously the artwork here. New units, new models before we skip through the models. I think the only one we got
is the new Magister.
New Magister, which is an Aether War, which that video is coming soon. So check that one out when it pops up.
And he's going to be a cool model.
Yep. That's the Ogroid Thermaturge, which was really cool. And then I think
the Ermiger.
The Ermiger paint section, which is also super handy. Allegiance abilities. Let's start there. How about that?
You know what? Let's do it.
I've been flipping enough. Okay, allegiance abilities. Clint used to play them before. What's shifted? What's changed?
As far as allegiance abilities go, not a lot. They still have their destiny dice. They still get 9 dice that they can roll at the beginning and replace things out.
Yeah. And these are all the different things that destiny dice can be used for. It's quite an extensive list. It's not every die roll.
No.
But it's pretty close. So keep that in mind. If you're not a Tzeentch player, Also, keep this in mind. Keep them honest.
Keep them honest
because it can get confusing.
It is Tzeentch. They might try to mess with you not on purpose, but Destiny Knights are still going to be a big deal. I mean, you can change runs. You change the damage characteristic.
Casting, unbind, dispelling, run rolls, charge rolls, hit rolls, wound rolls, save rolls. Any roll that determines the damage characteristic of a missile or melee weapon, and battle shock tests. So it's not it's not everything, but that's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Locus of Change is new. A bunch of the demons used to have different loci. They kind of condensed that and
tweaked it a little.
I'm kind of up in the air about that because I miss my days of having horrors that could just multiply if they were close to wizards. But I like this because subtracting 1 from hit rolls for melee weapons for any demons near a demon is pretty cool. It's going to keep your demons alive a lot longer.
Yeah, you pass 100% of the saves you don't take. So that's just science.
And
this means you don't take the saves. So.
Unless I misread, because they're writing discs, Zangor Enlightened, Zangor Skyfires, and the Zangor Shaman are all demons. Which means that if you've bunkered your Enlightened or your Skyfires around a Shaman, which you should have, they're going to be taking -1 to hit, which is huge.
I mean, if they have the keywords Tzeentch, Demon, and Hero...
Which I'm pretty sure that they do. I know the Shaman does.
We'll double check here in a second for sure, but that's
going to be huge.
Yeah.
And then the Covens are their new sub-factions. They've got 3 demonic sub-factions and 3 mortal-ish. Arcanite is what they're called, sub-factions.
Which is different from the previous book, but it's more sub-factions, more options for you, which is always great.
In days of old, I played the Arcanite Cult.
Sure.
I may have flipped ahead and looked at them, and I may be super excited about what they can do now.
Fair enough. So we'll go through probably two of the Covens. Clint, which 2 Covens are we going to show off?
Let's look at the Hosts Arcanum and the Arcanite Cult.
All right, let's see if we can do that here. So, real quick too, as we're flipping through, you
got the summoning.
The summoning, we got to stop and talk about summoning real quick.
Let's talk about summoning.
Yeah, they did change this summoning mechanic up again a little bit. It's based on the number of spells that are cast in the game, but it's not just your spells cast; it is all spells cast. So if you're fighting against Cities of Sigmar with that crazy wizard list that's got like 9 wizards, you're going to be able to summon a lot of stuff.
I think in the last update, it always was yours and your enemies, but they did lower some of the point costs, which is good.
They tweaked it. Yeah. The big one everybody's worried about or concerned about or excited about, depending on which side of the coin you're on, is the Lord of Change does cost 30 fate points.
Which, I will admit, I was a little salty about because I'm like, oh, are you going to cast 30 spells? But then I flipped to the book, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of spellcasters, and then there's also a Change Cult that can summon them for 9.
Yeah, no, the first one's 9. Yeah. Second one's 18, third one's 30, but still 9 points for I'll take it. Or 27 points for 2 is still a deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a very good deal. They can only summon Lord of Change, but it's Lord of Change. Yeah.
This is new as well. The new agendas.
Yeah.
You can declare that you're trying to throw out a secret agenda, and if you get it, you get a reward.
Yeah.
They did show this on the website. I think they showed.
Wasn't it Mass Conjuration?
Mass Conjuration. If they successfully cast 2 spells that aren't unbound.
Yeah.
With an unmodified roll of 9 or more, then they get +1 casting for
the rest of the battle. Yeah. And again, there's 5 of them you can try to do, and I think you can only do 1 per turn, if I remember correctly. At the start of your hero phase, you can try to complete an agenda.
Tides of Anarchy is going to be really cool if you've got a lot of fast units, because if you get an objective with 9 or more models, you get it. And from then on, all of those models count as 2 models for taking objectives. Oh, so they're just going to be running around stealing objectives.
That's something to watch out for sure.
Especially if you're ogres and you think you're the only one that can do that.
Double up. They do have new command traits or updates for Arcanites, for Mortals, and for Demons. We're not going to go through those, but they are right here. They also have brand new artifacts power, more of them, really. Some of these are still the same. I think the Paradoxical Shield, Clint, was a favorite of yours, right?
Yeah, it was. I like to put that on my curseling.
Yeah, so that's there. Treasures of the Cults, all that fun stuff. Demonic weapons, demonic powers.
I do like that they list demonic powers here as being part of an artifact of power, because that got real confusing in the old book.
Yeah. It's cleaned up now, so now we know for sure. And this applies to Tzeentch Demon heroes only, the demonic power. So that's cool. Spell lores, Lords of Fate, Lords of Change. So you do have 2 spells lores to kind of work with here. So when it comes to casting those 30 spells a game, you've got options.
Yeah. And my favorite spell from the Lore of Fate remains unchanged, so I'm happy about that. Infusion Arcanum.
Yep.
Putting that on an Orgoroid Thaumaturge will make your opponents cry.
Yeah, that one's only a 5. Add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made by that caster. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. And we're going to show off two of these, right? So,
right, we're going to show off the Host Arcanum.
Host Arcanum. Let's talk Host Arcanum. What do these guys do?
Well, first, it's not listed here. It's listed in the back, but they make Screamer's Battle Line.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big deal. And a lot of their stuff is based around buffing your Screamers.
Cool.
So, once per turn in the first, third, or fifth battle round, because Tzeentch is weird, a Host Arcanum Wizard gets to have a single Unbind for free.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't roll, just like, nope, you don't get that.
He just blocks the spell.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Oh, that's a big, scary, endless spell. Oh, you rolled a 12. Too bad.
Too bad.
Entourage of the Sky Sharks is cool because you pick one of your Screamers, they get +1 to their save, increasing it to 4 up, and they increase the rend of their Lamprey Blades.
That's nice. Yeah.
It's super fun. The command trait lets you move D3 of your unit 6 inches.
Okay.
Which is, just a nice little get your Screamers up there, which Screamers are fast.
Yep. I think they're 16 inches, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
and
fast.
Then you have an artifact of power that once per battle you get 6 more Screamers.
Boom. They just show up. Screamer time. That's not a bad one. Again, if you're running a lot of Screamers, if you're picking up Aether Ward and you're picking up those Screamers there, this is a great list. It's very fast, very mobile.
Or if you remember
cool
the days of old when Screamers were monsters and you just want to bring back their glory.
Yes. I remember those days. The next one up is the Pyrophane Cult, which was these bad boys, which you played these, right?
I did. They were my favorites.
So what's so great about them now?
Well, it used to be like they could buff their Sorceress Bolts a little bit. And this was back when Arcanites weren't great. So they kind of gave Arcanites a purpose. In the Pyrophane Cult, first, the Arcanites got a boost in this book. But in Pyrophane Cult, they got a huge boost. All of their Sorceress Bolts get a flat +1 to hit.
Nice.
Just across the board. And if you deal any wounds, not models slain, if you deal wounds with Sorceress Bolts, on a 5-up, you do D3 more. So it's like if you're hitting ogres or a bunch of multi-wound models, you can just set them on fire with Magical Warp Flame, and on a 5-up hurt them a little bit more. Yeah. The command ability is really cool. It lets you reroll wound rolls.
Yeah.
For your Kyric Acolytes, which is strong.
Yeah.
Shrouded by a Natural Flame, your general can't be shot at, which is good if you're playing a Zangor or a Magister on a disc.
Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made with missile weapons that target them. So they can be shot, it's just much harder to hit them.
Yeah.
You combine that with the Lookout Sir and some other stuff. It's not impossible to hit him, but...
And considering that those guys are hard to lock down because they're so fast, that's going to limit things on. And then Chainfire Amulet, which is... It's more of a self-buff. If the unmodified hit roll for any of your hero's missile weapons is a 6, D3 mortal wounds and the attack sequence immediately ends.
That's not bad.
Which is probably only going to affect Magisters, but that's still huge. D3 mortal wounds is a big deal.
Yeah. So very cool stuff. Again, there are 6 of these new covens for them to run through, so very cool. They get their own battle plan as well. The Path of Glory rules are also included. War Scrolls. Let's talk about War Scrolls real fast.
So
they got the big mega one, right?
They've got 2 big mega ones. One for demons, one for mortals.
Okay, so
this is the demon one.
Okay. And that one's made up of Overseers, Fate Twisters, War Scroll Battalion, and 8 of the following ones, which is a lot. And then, boom, 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 all those extra War Scrolls. And then this is the Arcanite Cult one. This is their other big one, right?
Yes. So
this is another massive one. It contains 1 Arcanite Cabal War Scroll Battalion and 8 War Scroll Battalions in any combination from the following.
And the new Destiny Preordained rule is cool, because instead of rolling 6 of your Destiny dice, you pick what numbers they are.
Nice. That's kind of mean.
It's a big deal.
Let's go through. I know a lot of folks are curious about the some of the units. We're not going to show all the units off. You'll be able to see their rules on the GW website eventually, fairly quickly. Clint, which ones do we want to show off here? Because I feel like the Magister might be cool.
Yeah, we should definitely show off the Magister because he's brand spanking new. Fate Skimmer, this is just something I want to touch on real quick. Yeah. He used to have, when he was just a Herald on Burning Chariot, his magic spell was the same as the spell as the Herald on foot. So it's like, well, then why do I take him?
Right.
Now you take him because he has Tzeentch's Firestorm, which is a big deal.
Yeah, which is
a little bit better cast, and it's going to...
Yeah, and that's a different spell than normal, so it opens up his casting ability so you're not stepping on anyone else's toes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Because with the rule of 1, it was like, why take him if I could just take the guy on foot?
Fluxmaster, Changeling, Changecaster, all these good ones. Blue Scribes, Screamers. Screamers real fast too, because we did talk about them earlier. I want to show them off real quick.
Yeah, they're still super fun.
Still super fun. 16-inch move, 3 wounds, 5-up save, 10 bravery. Can go to a 4-up with the thing we talked about
Post
earlier.
Arcanum, yep.
They have no rend natively, but again, you can make that a -1. And they do still slap you when they do a flyby, so that's pretty cool. And then where is that Magister?
I do.
There it is.
Well, while we're rolling, real quick, Capricious Warp Flame did change. That used to be the on a 5-up you do D3 or more wounds. On a 1 they heal. Now you just get +1 to hit units of 10 or more, or +2 to hit units of 20 or more, which is
and that's on the Burning Chariot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a change that I'm not like, it's whatever.
Not hating.
I don't hate it. That's gonna be fun because it's like, oh, look at those Skaven.
Yep. And there's a lot more like little tweaks here and there, so we're just calling out a couple of the key ones. There's the Magister on the Disc of Tzeentch, which this guy is brand spanking new.
And he's fun.
We also wanted to see the War Scrolls, right? For the keywords for the Zangors on Tzeentch. Zangors on Disc. We'll come to those in a second.
Yeah.
But here you go. Here's what this guy does. 16-inch move, 6 wounds, 5-up save, 7 bravery. But he's got Magic Touched, which is a new ability here too. So if the casting roll for this model is double and the casting attempt is successful and not unbound, this model can attempt to cast 1 extra spell this turn. If it does so and the extra casting roll is double, the spell automatically fails and this model is slain.
And might become a spawn.
Yeah.
So they used to have that ability, but it was just if you roll a double, I get to cast an extra spell.
Right.
Now it's if you roll a double and it's not unbound, you get to cast an extra spell, and that extra spell could be dangerous, but still kind of worth it. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. I mean, if it's about to die, I know the spawn's not bad. Yeah, he's Wizard and Bolt of Change and all that fun stuff too. Zangor Shaman
does not have the demon keyword anymore, so they fixed that.
The Zangor Shaman, yep. So you may not be able to pull the old
nonsense off.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's okay. That's why we double checked. Yeah. So
Tzeentch is gnarly enough without that.
So keep that in mind, folks. That's why we double checked. And I don't know if there's a way to add the demon keyword to this guy, but
no, it used to be because he was on the disc. Like the disc counted as a demon, but it does not anymore. So
there you go. You heard it here, folks. Other than that, we've also got points and things like that in the book. But Clint, final thoughts overall on this book?
It's a huge buff. I think it's a return to Tzeentch's glory days. Some things I think people are not going to be happy about, but it can't please everybody. And I mean, there's some parts that I take away that I'm like, oh. But for the most part, my boys are back, and I'm super excited.
I think the 6 different covens are going to offer a lot of different play styles and different ways to do things. I think we're going to see the Lords of Change definitely come back to the tabletop. There's going to be players out there that are going to be able to summon 2 or 3 a game or something like that. And it's going to be nuts.
Which is going to be huge because Lords of Change are still nasty.
Yeah, seriously. So, keep an eye out for that one. But for now, that's been the Endless Spells of Tzeentch and, of course, their Battletome. I'm AdamHarry.
I'm Clint Leno.
We're from BoLS Souls. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.